Welcome to this horror special of TRS Clips. Make sure you subscribe because the scares have just begun.
Couple of things that have happened to me which are very weird. Again, I'm not taking that guarantee ki this is horror or this is a ghost or a spirit. But then those who want to believe, they can believe it because it's kind of creepy. So one of the experience that I'll tell you, I was I think 5 or 6 or something. I was in Kerala at that time. So until the age of 6, I was in Kerala, and from after 6, my dad got transferred to Delhi, Gurgaon, and then that's where I was brought up. So I was 5 or 6 or something, and we lived in this small village kind of a place near the sea in Kannur, I think. Yeah, Kannur. So Kannur is very famous for all these legends and the Theyyams and all those things.
Like what they've shown in Kantara?
Yeah, we'll come to that.
Okay.
I'd really like to talk about the bhutas and all those things because bhutas are not to be considered as ghosts.
Okay.
And that's something I'd like to clarify. So in Kannur, it's very popular to see all these scary dance forms and storytelling forms. These are basically storytelling traditions. They're not dances, they are storytelling traditions. So I think one day my dad used to take me on his scooter to the milkman to get the milk at very early in the morning, around 5 or 5:30 or something. Every morning that was our routine. So one day he took me to there was this under construction building that was there at that time, and he had to he left me there for 5 minutes. He said, I'll come. I don't know where he went. Maybe he went for a smoke or something. I was standing there, and then there was this primitive lift, that you use in these under construction buildings. I stood there. There was this guy who was calling me. He said, I'll show you the top of the view from the top and all. I went there. I was a kid. I went with the guy and he took me up. He showed me the view from that place. It was spectacular. Early morning sunrise and everything I saw. Then I came down. And then by the time I was down, my dad came and he didn't even realize that, I had gone. Then I told him that I met this uncle. He took me up and showed me the sunrise. It was very beautiful. Which uncle? What uncle? The uncle who operates the lift. And then he got scared. Naturally, for a parent, it's your child is going with a stranger. He inquired from the nearby people, from the panwala and the milkman and all those things. They said, yeah, there used to be this guy who used to operate he wasn't an operator of lifts. He was a worker or something. He had fallen from the lift and died. So, I mean, they still believe that I never went up because a child cannot operate that.
But did you feel creepy at all?
No.
Just normal.
Normal. But the thing is, I usually don't go near strangers. But that day, there was no candy, there was no firki in the hand or anything. I just went.
What's your dad said about it?
He still thinks I never went anywhere. I was feeling sleepy. I must have dozed off and cooked up the entire thing. Maybe I dreamt of it. Again, that's what I said. Throughout my life, dreams have been have had a big role to play in my life. I mean, that's what I like to believe now as a grown-up, as someone who would like to have a rational look at things. But again, as a child, you're still adamant, no, I saw the uncle. Yeah. So that was one incident. And
why do you think as a grown-up, we should always have a rational view of things?
Because that helps you move on in life.
But don't you think it also limits your entire perception of what reality could be?
Reality is not what we perceive. It's what we believe. So there's this famous saying, Tattvamasi. If you go to Sabarimala in Kerala, it's written there, Tattvamasi. You become that. So this is my belief.
Okay.
At the time of death, whatever you are believing in, you become that. It's open to interpretation. Somebody else can interpret something else, but this is what I believe. So this again came to me through a dream. I don't know. I was having a very bad dream once. This dream was about being chased by some weird creature, one big horn. It was not a rhinoceros. It had elephant-like ears, but again, it was not a rhinoceros. It had thorns all over its body. It was chasing me through a narrow lane. I mean, it was not even a lane. Both sides there was water. And inside the water, there was like these black serpents. And I was just running. And these black serpents were reminiscent of the Vikram Vedal stories in Chandamama. That was a magazine that my mother used to read me from as a kid because I couldn't read till the age of 8. So those pictures were very vivid. And I was running. And this dream happened some 4 or 5 years back. And eventually I came to a point where this thing stabs me with its horn. And I could literally feel it. I could feel my heart, heartbeat going up. It was like you are in the dream and that's the reality, right? And then the moment it pierced through my bones, I could feel my soul passing out, and I knew that I'm dying. And I was afraid what's going to happen next. And even in the dream, my mind was telling me two things: either you are going to go into nothingness, or you are going to go into the next life. And you won't believe what happened next. I opened my eyes. So from that day onwards, I started believing in the possibility that we are perhaps living in a dream, and at the time of death or after death, you're going to wake up in another life because you're part of somebody else's dream.
Yeah.
Which is a possibility. It could be, because that is what happened in that dream. And since then, I've been because that dream was so convincingly realistic for me that I have started believing that this is very much a possibility. The moment this life ends, you're going to wake up in another shell or another person or another jiva.
Or your real form.
A real form, but what after that? What about the form beyond that form? Because that form is also going to wake up someday, right? Or die someday.
If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and make sure you watch more horror clips on TRS Clips.